ocean. Welcome to your final resting place. I see.
Hey, I'm your host, Matt Gleason. This show is called Modern Art Blitz. For the next hour, we will be talking contemporary art with some of the most interesting and connected artists that you've ever heard of. Well, you know, for the most part, right? I do this with my lovely curatorial assistant, Eliza. You got a big boost there, right?
I'm glad. But is that one gonna stick now?
Yeah, your curatorial assistant.
Do I have to like rib you every time?
No. We're intern Eliza. Because today, Facebook reminded us, was our friend-iversary.
Oh.
I met Eliza at the brewery art walk. She walked right up to me and said, "Who are you?" Because I was like talking about art with some people, and she figured out I might know a little more than all your
Well,
lovely...
what I noticed was like everyone wanting to kiss your ass.
And then they find out there's no ass here to kiss.
And I wanted to know if I really needed to do that or not.
And the answer was?
No.
Okay. So it's been a wonderful year, and on this friend-iversary, I really would like to thank Eliza. She's brought so much, obviously, to Coagula Curatorial, but she's definitely been in the sketcher's seat here, making some wonderful art. We had a big group show of some of the artists who've been part of this show over our first year in Orange County, and your sketches were there. You were in a big art show in Orange County.
I wasn't there.
Being in a big art show in Orange County, it's like being in a little art show in LA. But you know, a lot of people showed up though. It was good. Got our names in the paper. We like that. Our first guest today is a force of nature, also from behind the orange curtain. We're going to find out a little about what it's like to be an artist isolated out there. Ladies and gentlemen, Laurie Hassold. How you doing, Laurie?
Hi, I'm doing great.
Thanks for being on Modern Art Blitz.
Thanks for having me. It's good to see you.
Good to see you. She's looking down. A lot of people in the art world look down on me. Starting with this one, okay. So let's get into it because you make some of the most fantastic work.
Aww.
And you know, the only rap on your work I've ever heard was that it was decorative, and I said, that's a strength, you know? But it's tough. When you get close to your art, I mean, it's tough. It's scary. I mean, there's some downright tough and scary. I mean, scary put together just so...
You don't seem like you scare easily, Matt.
Well,
you
know.
Don't scare easily.
Well, your art has accomplished something then. So we are looking at, now this is a major sculpture, right?
Yes.
And what year is this from?
So this started in 2006, and I've continued to work on it.
Oh no,
Yeah,
it's alive!
I do that,
Wow.
because it's a really large piece, and so I've continued to add and subtract and refine and
How big is this?
paint.
How big
about
is this?
6 feet by 5 feet.
Oh my God! And it's getting bigger because you're still working on it.
It might, but
Now-
I don't know. I'm sort of done, I think.
What is the material on this?
I start with wire, basically, steel wire, different gauges, and then I layer it with lightweight things like tin foil and masking tape. Then I add resin clay, which is a 2-part compound. Layers and layers and layers. Bones are in there often.
What kind of bones?
Animal bones.
Human animal?
Only fake human bones.
Only fake
Yeah,
human bones?
Only fake human bones.
A fake human bone would be a prosthetic.
No, not necessarily. I mean, you have anatomical models
Oh,
for
okay,
science
fair enough,
classes,
Okay,
right? They're
fair
made
enough.
out of resin.
Although we could all donate our bodies to science for that cause.
And we can.
Yeah, and they pay $150. Well, you're not going to need the body
you
when you're
won't
done with
need
it,
it
right?
at that point.
So, what caused your okay? I'm looking at there's an organic structure here. Is this based on anything? Is there some genesis of this creative process?
So I was sharing this earlier with Kayla, who's going to be on the show later.
guess later in the show.
Who is a performance artist. That a lot of these pieces started from a performance I did where I was pricking my fingers and making little blood blots out of the blood.
Blood blots.
Blood blots.
Say that
yes.
10 times really fast. Blood blots. Blood, blah, blah, blah.
And
Okay.
yeah, they were fun and magical. I mean, as opposed to sculpture, which is laborious and difficult. So some of these images, were a desire to make these little paintings sculptures. And
Wow.
so that's where some of the symmetry comes from.
So the symmetry's got a kind of a Rorschach. Have you ever read the
Yes.
Rorschach book? Like when somebody answers that's a butterfly, it means something. And
yeah, I've read some of that
yeah,
stuff. It's
'cause
pretty.
It's under
pretty,
lock and key. Like if you put it on the
Right.
internet, they slam you.
Yes,
you're not,
it's
because
pretty
they don't
bizarre.
want the crazy people reading it and figuring out how to pass the test, get out of jail, and go be
They don't
crazy.
use that test anymore.
They don't?
I don't think so. No, I don't think it's
Eisenhower's
very
still not
reliable.
president? Okay. Oh, that Kennedy guy. Okay. And oh, geez, we're just zoomed in here. Okay. Wow.
Oh, I'm sitting inside my piece. That's
Wow.
really
Yes.
fun.
Now this is okay. Now this is looking like it is looking like bone. There's a little baby. What's the baby head in there? Am I seeing things?
Yeah, so there are little things that get to nest inside of these structures, and the way that I look at it is they're fossils of creatures that might exist in the future, and they're large, maybe like whale size, and other things get to grow and live out their dramas and die, and
Wow.
like we all do.
It's so intense. So intense. Now, let me
But
ask.
also cute.
No. I mean, but do you think even amidst the, I don't want to use, I'm trying to think of the best word, but there's a certain like, because I do think of H.R. Geiger.
I get that a lot.
Do you get that a lot?
Yeah, I
Is,
do.
Influence of yours? Are you a fan?
When I was in high school, yeah, I remember when I first saw his work, I was blown away by it. I wasn't a super big fan of some of the content, but the technique, yeah.
Okay.
Well, the women and babies and that sort of thing were kind of freaky, but
Well, you got the little babies in there too now, right? So
sometimes.
would you say that there's because I look at this as like a kind of a H.R. Geiger with a feminine touch. Do you see a feminine element to your, am I too essentialist here?
No, being a female artist, I think, yeah, that's going to come out. It sort of soaks in there. I definitely
Okay.
feel that it comes in there. And yeah, there's a lot of biology in the appearance of these.
Now, you seem upbeat, but last night you had a big opening. And here you are the day after your big opening. Instead of being all burnt out, hung over on the couch, you made the trek from behind the orange curtain all the way to downtown LA here, and all the way. Fought that traffic. So what was your opening last night?
Oh, so I'm in a show with 3 other artists. Jeff Gillette, my husband.
He's going to be our next guest. He'll be
Yes.
here later tonight.
And Robin Rep and Jane Sabo, and it's a small, sort of separate little shows, solo shows, like a group show. It's at Orange County Center for Contemporary Art.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh, no,
okay.
so last night was the big opening night out down there?
it was.
They
The
really
big
do
art
a
walk.
first Saturday there, like, oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
the circus is in town.
It was really lively.
I went there.
Yes.
The only thing, I'm getting in my car, or in my case, my Uber, and I'm leaving the Orange County first Saturday, and I'm saying, "Where's my bag with the goldfish in it?" Because I felt like I'd been. Where's my cotton
been at the
candy?
festival.
Because it's got a real. It's like, I mean, everybody's there.
It's got
So now
that
Oka,
feeling.
that's like the top. That's like, whoa, this is like we're one of the top galleries here.
Yeah,
people
it's
take it
just some really-
seriously. I
some
curated a
really
show
good
for them.
stuff.
They're very good people.
I
there.
remember I was in that show actually.
You were in that show?
Yeah,
The
I think that was Animal Magnetism.
Jeez,
Yes.
okay, yeah, that's been
Yes.
10 years now.
It's been a while.
Wow. I got pictures of myself at the opening there with people who have since died.
Oh
So-
wow.
So you had a good opening last night.
Yes, it was great.
Okay.
It's great.
Because I'm wondering now, is the burnout rate from an opening in Orange County the same as like a wild opening in LA?
I was a little burnt out today. Yeah, I
Yeah?
had a late
Okay.
night,
Okay.
but
Okay.
I think it's adrenaline that's kind of keeping me peppy right
Yeah?
now.
Oh, you're doing great. You're doing great. Okay. So now what shows do you have coming up?
I have a solo show coming up at
Wow.
Copro Gallery in Bergamo in January. It's in conjunction with the conjoined group show that they have every year. And also, I'm in a group show at Artists Republic this May, Women of the New Contemporary. I don't know if you want the list, and then another group show.
You're always showing.
I'm showing a
Do
lot.
you still show with Bert Green?
I just had a solo show with
No
him.
way.
Yeah.
In Chicago.
Yep, in
Bert
Chicago.
Green was in LA. You always showed with Bert Green.
It
I could
just
never get you to
came
show with
down.
me. I always try to curate a show with you. I'm busy. Bert.
Hey, I would love to
Bert
show with
does
you.
is sell my art. Now you're with Copro. I'm telling you, man.
I would love to show
Oh,
with
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah,
Are you
yeah.
kidding
Okay.
me?
No. I'm your biggest fan. What, pray tell, is this?
Okay, so this is called What the Tree Forgets.
This is a
and
sculpture, though. This is not a wall piece.
This is a sculpture.
Okay.
Well, it is a wall piece, yes. So, and the last piece was as well.
Okay. So this is on the
So-
wall?
Yes, this
Okay,
is on
because
the
I don't
wall.
see the symmetry here, so I was thinking wall
No,
symmetry, floor,
a big
floor
departure.
asymmetry.
I went asymmetrical.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
Wow. Things got crazy. And I started to get into this sort of branchy, bones and branches just kind of naturally fit together for me. And I started to think about, I guess it's getting a little more fairy tale, post-human fairy tales about the forest and how something psychological always happens in the forest.
It's always in the
know?
forest. That's where
It always is. You go in, something happens, you come out transformed,
It's,
right?
yeah.
So there is a naughty part you can see on the right. This
Uh-oh.
is the couple.
Oh.
They're doing some naughty things in the forest. So it might be, maybe it's a cautionary tale. There's a little death head that looks down on them.
Oh yeah.
So you
These
know,
are tiny.
sex
though.
and death, right?
You've
You
got this
can't beat that.
amazing piece. One could almost call your pieces like an abstraction, and then in the middle of it, you got, if you pay attention to your art, you get rewarded, right?
Yeah.
So okay, because
And yeah, it's not scary when you get closer. You get to see little familiar things.
just don't, and you don't have any solo shows in the forest.
No.
See, there you go. So you're bringing the forest out, so we don't have to go in.
That's right.
You're helping us out here.
Thanks.
So, woo-wee.
I try.
Okay. So now, where did you show last year?
So last year I had a show at, I told you about the Burt Green show, and then we were in Norway for my husband's solo show and also an installation that we did at the New Art Festival. And it was based on his work on his Disneyland and the slum theme. And I had a piece at Lawrence Alkin Gallery in London.
Oh, international. I knew her when. And now, here's the thing. There's not a lot of artists in Orange County who are showing at an international level. There just aren't. So you're like,
Well, I've been very fortunate, and also.
Am I beating the Orange County thing to death here?
Kind of.
Yeah, kind of. Okay.
Kind
okay.
of,
Do you look at yourself as a Southern California artist? I mean,
Sure.
Am I the only one who gives you shit about this?
Yeah, I mean, I show in LA, and I live in Orange County, but I
Yeah.
show all over.
You show
so
all over.
yeah,
You're the only
I'm
one-
Southern California.
Where'd you go to school? I know you were Cal State Fullerton.
Cal State Fullerton.
Okay.
Yep.
Because I remember when you were still going to school. I've known her
Really?
a long
You've
time.
known me forever. Then.
Yeah.
Wow.
You were going to Cal State Fullerton. It's been a while. We won't say the
Yeah.
year. Okay. But and then I remember. I think I met you again at the Brewery Art Walk.
Yeah.
Oh my God. When was that?
I could be
You did
early
piece-
2000s.
and what was amazing about your work then, which I wish we don't have examples to show, but you were doing. They was the Rorschach thing,
Yeah.
but with shoes.
Yes.
Women's
yes,
shoes.
women's
Oh my God! I
shoes.
just remember
That's
that. Just
right.
like, oh my God!
The shoe
So from
pieces.
that, but then you had this monstrous fetish here. What happened? What took you away from shoes?
I like to explore a theme in as many vehicles as possible. I want to see if I can play it out in different ways. And for me, it's always about the discovery. When you looked at those, they were in cases. They looked like insects, collections of insects. And then as you got closer, that's when
All of a
you
sudden
saw
you're like,
they
oh my
were
God,
shoes.
they're little shoes.
Yeah, now that's the fun.
The
I
heels
mean,
going out and wings.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm so-
boy.
you remember those.
I remember
That's
that.
kinda cool.
That was a few years back.
Well, and then you also, if you're a sculptor and you have an MFA in sculpture, you're always going to go back and say, okay, what am I doing photographs for? I need to go back to sculpture. And so that's where I ended up doing this series.
Are you glad you went to Cal State Fullerton?
Yes, it was the right choice for me, and I studied with some good professors
Good
there.
professors. That's always
I met
important.
my husband there, so.
Oh,
what are
in
you
that
gonna
case,
do,
oh
you know?
boy. It had to have happened. It was
Right.
destiny. What are we looking at here?
So you are looking at explaining the future to an extinct hare. It's a little homage to Joseph Beuys.
Oh, wow. I was just going to say, that's a Joseph Beuys.
Yeah,
Wow.
little homage to Joseph Beuys. And this is another sort of offshoot of the series I'm doing. These are hybrids, and they're sort of, again, what might be possible in the future after humans get out of the way, get the F out of the way.
So
and
get
let
rid of
other
the
things-
humans, and animals themselves could evolve into magical beings.
All sorts of things.
Now-
Nature's so
No, this is
wonderful.
not a taxidermied animal. It's all sculpted?
No, it's all sculpted.
It's all sculpted.
Yeah.
From your imagination or based on a...
Based on part bunny, part seahorse. Yeah.
Are you a Joseph Beuys fan?
I used to do some performance art, and
Oh, yeah?
so I'm not as well versed in his work as Marina Abramovic. I did my thesis on her in
Oh, really?
grad school. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that was before her staring contest, right?
That was way before.
So
We're
now
talking
she-
1995.
So in a way, you picked somebody out who just kept going up. That's a good sign.
I know, pretty cool.
Feather in your
And
cap.
I got to talk to her and interview her over the phone because
No,
there was no
really?
internet in '95.
Oh, wow. So you actually, you kind of got in before everything, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember those art diaries where they just had everybody's phone number listed?
No.
Have you ever seen that? Oh,
No.
okay. Like this is from the early '90s, and Flash Art in Italy
Oh, wait,
had
I
the
do-
art
yes,
diary,
I do
and you would go
remember.
there, and it was like Frank Stella and his address, his like mailing address, and his phone number, and Donald Judd, and name a big artist, and then every once in a while, and then one year they were just all gone, like nobody had their
Right.
numbers, but it was like oh, the kooks started calling then, but it would be funny to get an art diary and call and see who still has the
See if
number?
they still
Maybe Marina
actually-
Abramovich still has
Well,
them.
and I got in contact with her through her gallery, through Sean Kelly in
Okay.
New York. But I did actually call Gary Hill when we were doing some video work, my husband and I, and we were dismantling TVs. And is it Gary Hill? I can't remember. But anyway, he said, don't. He said, you'll kill yourself.
Oh, wow, really?
Because the capacitors retain a charge. And he said, stop now.
Oh, wow, wow, wow.
So he answered the phone.
Yikes.
And that was back
Jeez.
in '96.
Hi, artist and dismantling advice. Wow. So, okay, wow. Ooh. Now we're getting in the deep blue sea here. What's going on here?
Yeah, so this is another one of the hybrids. This one's called Caretaker, and you see
That's the piece on the left, and then on the right is a close-up.
exactly. So
Wow.
on the right is a real seahorse, and I tend to use real things like bones and things my cat drags in and gives me, like little desiccated lizards. And so this one is a seahorse, and it's in the tail of the piece. And there's a lot of little things nestled in there.
Wow. I'm one of your biggest fans.
Thank
but
you.
let's see how you did with the Skechers seat.
Okay, I would love
My
it.
curatorial
I'm
assistant,
excited.
Aliza, from the Skechers seat. Wow. Okay, here we go.
Wow,
Wow,
she's
wow, wow.
really good. I
Oh,
can't believe.
geez.
Whoa.
Okay, from the Skechers seat.
Awesome.
We try to privilege, here, just tilt it a little down. Oh, there we
Am
go.
I straight?
Hey, looks great. Ladies and gentlemen, a great artist and a good friend, Laurie Hassold. Thanks for being on Modern Art Blitz,
Thank you so much, Matt.
and we'll be
Loved it.
back right after this.
Okay.